Welcome back to JW World News. Today we are talking about Germany. So when we look at Germany, the news update from Germany, and we think about what's happening there, could you imagine what the general opinion of JW.org would be in Germany if you look at Germany? So we're going to take a look at some of the opinions there. But first of all, I wanted to talk about a good name. You know, what a good name means. Excuse me. So when I think of a good name, it makes me think of a lot of the, a lot of the magazines, Watchtower studies and things we had. We had a lot of Watchtower studies on a good name. And perhaps some of the scriptures that would come to your mind, the same ones for me. Proverbs 22:1. A good name is to be chosen rather than great riches. And favor is better than silver or gold. So when we think of a good name, it's better than the money coming in. You know, if I'm a religious organization, the good name is the most important thing to any kind of an organization that claims to be representing the true God. You'd think that organization would have a good name according to Proverbs. Well, Isaiah 9:6 talks about someone that was on earth that had a good name. And it says there, for us a child was born, to us a son given, a government shall be upon his shoulder. So this to me tells me that there is some kind of an organized government with Jesus, or he is supporting the governments, and according to Romans he is. And it says his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, and Everlasting Father, and Prince of Peace. So when we think of the governing body, Jehovah's Witnesses, does any of this parallel? Is there any parallels? I don't see it. I don't see the parallels to the Jehovah's JW.org. Well, we can even go further. Ecclesiastes 7:1 says, a good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of birth. So a good name, if I was to apply this to JW.org, Jehovah's Witnesses, the Watchtower, the governing body, a good name is the most important. It's better than the death of the organization or the birth of the organization. The good name that organization leaves throughout history is what's important, if I read that scripture right. So a good name is important. And when we think of Germany, what do you think of when you think of Germany? We don't want to say and talk about that. That's not what the show is about. But when we look at the headlines in Germany, what do we see? Well, we think of that incident that happened just not too long ago, really the other day. And a lot of people died. So it's not a good thought. And so when I seen this news article, I jumped on it because I wanted to see what the general opinion was and what was going on in Germany. It's been kind of quiet lately. So today the news is coming from Watching Watchtower. And if you don't know about Watching Watchtower, they're on YouTube at Watching Watchtower. And they watch Watchtower day and night. And they get all the latest news on all over the world. So this is one that came up, Germany and JW Convention Invitation Review. And that's the one we're covering here today. So the first thing I wanted to do was take a look at JW.org. I always that's not where we want to go. We always go to JW.org and we always check to see what the general population of Jehovah's Witnesses are being taught. So in Germany, when we plug that in, comes up Germany News and Germany Legal Resources. So I thought that was interesting. Just those two things came up. And of course, there's all the old stuff on Germany that you can, like every other country that you'll find, but these are the two new ones. So I clicked on the news one, and where are we? Yeah. So I clicked on the news one here, and we'll just click on it now. And it just shows Jehovah's Witnesses, Shows how many people are in Germany. There's 170,000 witnesses in Germany. At least that's what this says. Who knows if any of this stuff is accurate anymore. A lot of people have left. But the population in Germany is quite large. It's probably twice that of Canada, 83 million people. So Germany is a big place, a lot of people in Germany. And when I go down, it just shows the concentration camps, and thousands attend a memorial service for the victims. And then it shows the shooter attendees at the Kingdom Hall in Germany and launch a new legal case in Germany. So there's not a lot really in Germany news, but I looked at that other link. Remember there's this other link, legal resources? So I looked at that, and here's what it says, legal offices. It says no lawyer-client relationship or other relationship is created by communicating with our law department or a lawyer or our law department by email or otherwise through our website. This is a really big disclaimer for Jehovah's Witnesses. So this is what comes up under Germany. And it says communications are not confidential. We do not guarantee the confidentiality of any communication with our law department or a lawyer in our department via email or otherwise through our website. So I wonder if they say that for Canada. Let's just see what they say for Canada. I was just curious. Okay. It says no lawyer-client relationship or others, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, same thing. So maybe this disclaimer comes up now for all of the Jehovah's Witnesses all over the world now. So anyways, that was just kind of a thought. That was new to me. Now, getting back to the article here that we have, let me see if, no, we'll use this screen. So getting back to this article, an invitation into the mailbox, Jehovah's Witnesses hold a congress at Hoffler Exhibition Center. So what initially appears to be an invitation to a celebration turns out to be an announcement of Jehovah's Witness event. The controversial religious community. So this is what they're calling it, a controversial religious community in Germany. And isn't that what you would call, if you're an outsider in Germany with everything that's happened to date, I would be calling it a controversial religious community. And it says it has been meeting in the Friedrichshafen since 1967. Now, if I didn't say that right, it's right here.
Friedrichshafen.
Yeah. So, did you hear that? I'll turn the desktop on.
Friedrichshafen.
There you go. So that's how you say that word. Sorry for my German English, but I'll continue on and do my best. So now, if you look at the picture there, it's kind of like a gift card. It's like you went down to the store and bought a bunch of these little, this is, I can't read it on there because it's in German probably, but it's like a little invitation card, get well card or something like that you go down to the store and buy. And then it shows a little assembly hall, not like the big arenas we have here. So it says the personal invitation says a card in the mailbox. Personal invitation is what it says. And she points to a convention of Jehovah's Witnesses. So here we're going to cover this. It says the invitation was in the mailbox a few days ago, decorated with floral motifs and curved lettering, and the card looked like an invitation to a birthday or a private party at first glance. And anyone who opens the map, however, will be made aware a congress at the Hoffler Exhibition Center. So the internet reference leads to the website of Jehovah's Witnesses. It's about the motto, practice patience, it says. And the event is free and non-binding. Who wrote this map? They have a question mark. And it says it's not obvious at first glance. An internet link leads to the website of Jehovah's Witnesses. On the back of the card, there is also a private email address that you can contact personally if you have any questions. So this kind of shows a picture of it right behind me there. What it looks like. Now, you guys as the audience, if you're from the US or Canada or any Australia or the UK, are the invitations different? I went online and they look like just a straight piece of paper, and that's what we used to deliver when we were Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, granted, we didn't come to the, well, some of us would. I tried this. I would go to the door and say, I'm a Jehovah's Witness, bang. Hello, I'm a Jehovah's Witness, bang. So you try that 2 or 3 times and you realize it doesn't work. So if you go to the door and you kind of disguise yourself, well, hello, we're just looking for people that are interested in a good system of things. No more crime and no more sickness, no more death. Would that be something you're interested in? And then we'd have a nice little piece of paper. It doesn't say Jehovah's Witness. We don't want to say that. That was back in 2012 when I was doing it. That's a lot of years ago. Now, if I was in the organization today, I would not want anybody to know that I was a Jehovah's Witness. In fact, I would wish they would change their name, get a new name, start over, because the name is no good. It's not a good name anymore. When I was in it, all the CSA stuff wasn't coming out. It's all about the Catholics, all about everyone else. We're pointing our fingers at everyone else, not realizing that we were hiding pedophiles within our own elder bodies and within our own congregations. We just didn't know about it. So when I was in it, we were blinded to a lot of things. But now, with the internet, with everything that's coming out, now we are all made aware. And all over the earth, this has been trampled upon. Whether it's the Boy Scouts, all the churches, hockey, any institution that handles people and young children, there have been problems. So it's all over. We're not just looking at Jehovah's Witnesses, but now with these mass shootings, that's something different. And that's what this country has faced. It's faced that, and now this country is on edge. So let's carry on. It says, yes, she is a Jehovah's Witness, and of course she attends the regional congress here in Friedrichshafen, says an answer into her inquiry at this email address. So they actually looked into this and sent an email in, the writer of this article. So for further questions, she refers to the responsible press department of Jehovah's Witnesses, and upon request, they confirmed that the regional summer congress, and that's the assemblies that we have all over the world, right, would be held in Friedrichshafen over the 2 weeks of August. Now, the 2 events can also be found on the program of the trade fair, and according to the Jehovah's Witnesses, this is possible again on site for the first time in 3 years after a break caused by the pandemic. But since 1967, such events have been taking place on the grounds at Friedrichshafen Exhibition Center, and this is also confirmed by the fair itself. So the Jehovah's Witnesses expect around 5,000 visitors per day at the fairgrounds. So who are the Jehovah's Witnesses? And this is what the outsiders are saying in Germany. They're saying, as Christians, we try to live like Jesus showed us, and the Bible plays an important role for us in this, says the Jehovah's Witnesses themselves, equal emphasis, the spokesman for Jehovah's Witnesses, responsible for the Baden, whatever. Now, according to their own statements, the group has 8 million members, around 170,000 are active in Germany, and around 31,000 in Baden-Württemberg. Now, critics speak of the totalitarian structure. Now, I know I didn't say that right, and I'm going to take it over to the pronunciation tab, and I'm going to put it in here. And I was practicing this word and practicing it, and I just it's a hard word to say. It's total. Let's see how the computer says it.
Totalitarian.
So it's totalitarian. That's what that means, or that's what that says. What does it mean? Totalitarian meaning. It's where there's one political party, so it's used politically, totalitarian, And let's just see if it gives us anything else. What does totalitarian mean? It's a form of a government that attempts to assert total control over the lives of its citizens. And it's characterized by strong and central rule that attempts to control and direct all aspects of individual life through coercion and repression. And so that's what the Jehovah's Witnesses, the religion is. It's a totalitarian religion. I think I got it. And I was looking on the internet of some examples of totalitarianism. And it gives examples: Mussolini, the Soviet under Joseph Stalin, Nazi Germany, Adolf Hitler, the People's Republic of China under the influence of Mao Zedong, and North Korea under Kim Dynasty. So how would you like your name, your good name? You remember the Bible says your name should be golden until the day you die, from the birth to death. What if your name is like a totalitarianism and you fit into this category? That wouldn't be a nice place to be. I wouldn't want to be there. But anyways, the critics speak of totalitarianism, a totalitarian structure. And what does it say here in Germany in the news press? It says, however, church and state sect experts also accuse the religious community of totalitarian structures. So here they're accusing, in Germany, they're accusing the Jehovah's Witnesses of running a regime similar to Mussolini, Hitler, some of these leaders. How would you like it if your name, as a Jehovah's Witness going door to door, was viewed like that? It's not golden, I'll tell you that much. So it says, who is involved in parents' initiative to help against mental dependency and religious extremism? Described the group as follows. And they say the term Christian sect applies to Jehovah's Witnesses. They use a Bible interpretation in which the texts are interpreted according to the teachings of the witnesses. And that's true, I'll attest to that. And the problem is the rigid regulation that the members are expected to comply with. So, goes on to say it is isolationists to expect members to stay away from people who do not live Jehovah's commandments. Now remember, Jehovah equals watchtower. So it's just how they do it, right? So yeah, they stay away from people who do not live watchtower's commandments, and fearing contamination with unbiblical behavior. So he goes on to say those who don't react are threatened with sanctions up to and including bans on contact and social ostracism. So ostracism, the disfellowshipping, you're ostracized from the organization, from all your families and friends. Good word. Problematic are the teachings regarding refusing blood transfusions, and even if the consequence is death. So really, it's like selective suicide. I can choose to die when it comes to blood. That's the religion. That's why it's viewed. It doesn't have a good name. Okay. So now, according to which criteria does the trade fair rent out its halls? It says that Jehovah's Witnesses are controversial. That's what the news media is saying. That's what the public opinion is. It says, what criteria does Messe Friedrichshafen use to decide which organization to rent halls and rooms to? So they're questioning about renting this hall to the convention. That's what they're questioning. Should we be renting this hall to the convention even? And it goes on to say the general rule is that the requests from the organizationists, parties, or cultural workers with extreme characteristics, so they're viewing this organization as an extremist, as an event on the grounds of the town, will be rejected, says the spokesman. So the decision as to whether events are permitted is checked individually in each case. This is also the case with Jehovah's Witnesses, whose events have been held at the exhibition center again and again for more than 50 years. So, they've been doing it for a lot of years, but now And this is new news, folks. This is not old news. They're questioning the organization. Could someone show up there with a gun? In Germany, this would be a big question. So you'd imagine the security that would have to take place. So when I think of a good name, public opinion, I think Jehovah's Witnesses, JW.org, the Watchtower. I think they lost the game here. I don't see that they comply with what the Bible says in Proverbs and Ecclesiastes, that a good name is better than everything. So that's all I have for today on the news, and until next time, keep living your life with love. Bye for now.